Alright guys, welcome to the first Cooking with Mrs. Richardson. As you can see, you're in my kitchen. Here's a little tour of where we're going to be working. So for our first cooking video, we are going to learn how to make ice cream sundaes. They are actually chocolate chip caramel ice cream sundaes. And I've never made these, so I figured it'd be something fun for me to try and for you to try. And Sammy's going to help because she helps me do all my cooking. So first of all, we are going to show you some of the ingredients that you need, and then I will put a few of the ingredients away because I don't want them to get melty. So as you can see, this ice cream sundae is going to have all of our favorites. You can pick any flavor ice cream. We chose vanilla, cherries, caramel sauce, hot fudge sauce, and Reddi-wip. And Sammy's going to put this stuff away that needs to stay cold, so while we're baking, it's put away. We're also going to need 2 sticks of butter. Softened, which we'll put in the microwave to soften it, but you can let it sit out for a while to soften. 2 eggs. We're going to have sugar, brown sugar, some granulated instant coffee. You're going to need salt, vanilla, flour, and I keep my flour in a container here for when we use it. You're also going to need vanilla, baking soda, and then various size measuring cups and measuring spoons. Finally, because it is a chocolate chip, we decided to have a little fun. And we're going to do unicorn chocolate chips because chocolate chips can be any flavor you want or any colors. So we decided unicorn chocolate chips for ice cream.
The colors of the chocolate chips are unicorn poop colors.
They are unicorn poop colors. We are going to be using my big fancy mixer when we're mixing stuff. But that'll be kind of loud when we get there. So I'm going to set my computer over here so you can see everything we're doing. And we will work on following the directions and mixing. All right, so directions. First direction says we need to preheat the oven to 375 degrees. So Sammy's going to go over, and on my oven, you hit the bake button.
Here?
Yep. And then use the arrows till it goes up to 375. And she's going to keep pushing the buttons till it gets to 375.
There we go.
Thank you, Sammy.
Welcome.
Then the next step we're going to do is I need to soften my butter. So Sammy's going to get me a little container to soften the butter. And we're going to put it in the microwave. Just give me a bowl out of the cupboard, sis.
Okay.
A plastic bowl, please. We are going to, there we go. Try to.
Is this size fine?
Yeah, that size is fine. Okay, sorry, I'm trying to move my laptop around because I've got my laptop out while we do this. When we do the mixing, you're underneath my cabinet right now. When we do the mixing stage of all of this, I am going to move my laptop because I don't want to get flour and whatever we mix all over. So for that, I will move it. So I'm going to put my 2 sticks of butter in the microwave just to soften them a little bit. If you let the flour sit out, or the butter sit out for about an hour, hour and a half, then it'll soften on its own. You won't have to do this, but I forgot to get my butter out ahead of time, so this is what I'm going to do. And I don't want it super melty. I just want it kind of soft. So like if I put my finger in the butter, I want it to be able to make a mark and you can see the mark. Okay. So my helper and assistant.
Yeah, how long are we going to put it in the microwave?
Put it in the microwave. I'll probably need a bigger bowl. Might be big. We're going to put it in a bigger bowl because that one's going to get everywhere. Put it in for about 20 seconds. 20 seconds and 1 second. So while she's doing that, we're going to go ahead and measure out 1 cup of brown sugar. So I'm going to take the measuring cup, and mine says, and it's hard to see here, but mine says 1 cup, or sometimes it'll say 1 and a big letter C. The 1 cup is the biggest
Cup
one.
out of all of them.
Okay. So we're going to take 1 cup.
When do you want me to start with?
Hang on, baby. We're not there yet. I don't care what you start with. I don't want it stirred. I just want it melted. So see if it softens, please. All right. So
That melted a little bit.
let me see. That's pretty good. So she put the butter in for 20 seconds. You can see it's a little bit melty. And if I stick my finger in it, watch. Ready? It makes a Mrs. Richardson finger-sized marks. We know it's good. So I'm going to dump my butter into my mixing bowl. Then I'm going to take my big cup, which is the 1 cup, and I'm going to get 1 cup of brown sugar. I'm going to take my 1 cup, put it in my brown sugar, and fill it up, and pat the cup down so it's nice and firm. So my cup is flat and full of brown sugar. Okay, Sammy, drop it in the brown sugar into my bowl.
Okay, right under the corner.
All right, after that, then I'm going to get my white sugar. And for my white sugar, I'm going to use 1/2 cup. For this one, I'm going to stick it in my bag of sugar.
And then for the brown sugar.
As you get the brown sugar. Fill this up. And I'm going to make sure that it's even
With your fingers.
with my fingers so that I have the perfect amount. So I can't tip it because it's very loose and granulary, but there is a 1/2 cup of sugar. We're going to pour that into my mixer. Okay, now I'm going to put my mixing attachment on. With mine, I have a couple different. Mine is really cool. I have this big mixer attachment that you can see I've used a lot. This is what I use to mix like cookies and brownies and cakes. Then I have this one. It's a whipping one, and I use that when I want to make homemade frostings or things that are light and fluffy. And then if I want to make bread in dough, sometimes I use this. This is a dough hook. But for today, I'm going to just use a regular mixing attachment. I'm going to put it on.
You use it a lot.
We do use it a lot, and it might get kind of loud. I'm going to lock my mixer so it doesn't move. And you're going to want to have somebody help you with this. So ask mom or dad to help you with your mixers if you do it. You can also stir this by hand, but I like my mixer because my hands stay clean. And I'm going to turn my mixer on to low just to get it mixed in a little bit. And I'm going to let it mix for about a minute just to get everything all mixed together. And I'll show you what that looks like. Sammy's going to help me by watching because every little bit, if I start to see the sides of my mixing bowl, see if I can tip it so you can see it. Won't work it. If I see the sides of my mixing bowl kind of look like this, you see how I've got all the stuff built up on the sides? Then Sammy's going to take, with the mixer off, her spatula and push the sides of the dough down. Just the sides, please. Just the sides. So that way I can mix everything in nice and good. Mix it up. Mm-hmm. All right. If you need an adult's help, always ask for an adult. Moms and dads like to make this stuff with us, so ask mom and dad to help you make this. This is something they can learn to make and you can learn to make. It's a fun family night. Yeah. I'm going to mix it for another about 30 seconds. I'm going to turn the speed up a little bit to about a level 4. And it's about a 4. Okay? Then I'm going to turn that off, unlock my mixer, and pull it open while I wait for the next part. So my next part is I'm going to take a separate bowl. So Sammy, can you get me, you want to use your mixing bowl? For the dry ingredients?
Yeah. Use my bowl.
Okay. For Christmas this year, Sammy got her own sets of cooking stuff because she loves to cook with her mom and dad. Okay. Oh, and we forgot a step. So we'll keep this set here because we're going to need her big mixing bowl and her spoon in a minute. But we need to add the eggs one at a time to our brown sugar mixture.
Can I do one?
So I'm going to crack it on a separate bowl.
on the table so you don't get any eggshells.
Right? We don't want any eggshells in our stuff, so always crack it on a table in a separate bowl. And we're going to pour the egg
Into a separate bowl.
Yep. So I'm going to pour it into this bowl. Cracking my shell. Letting it go in.
It just plop in there.
And it just plopped on in. All right, so Sammy's going to do, so you see how this is? Got an egg.
It's a liquid.
Do this. See my egg in here. I don't want to get it too close to my computer. All right, Sammy's going to do the second one. All right. Now Sammy's going to help me by pouring this egg mixture into my mixer bowl. Okay? Go ahead and dump it on in. All right. Thank you,
I
Sammy.
heard it plop.
You did hear it plop. And then I need to take my vanilla. You can get imitation vanilla. That's what I use. It's a lot less expensive, and the taste is just the same. And I'm going to put 2 teaspoons on your measuring spoons. They come in different sizes. When you're looking at a teaspoon, it might say the letters T, S, and P. TSP means teaspoon, and that's what this one is. It's not the biggest one, but it's not the smallest. So I'm going to do 2 teaspoons, and this is a 1 teaspoon measure. So I'm going to go and pour it right over my bowl. I'm going to count it. 1, fill up my little teaspoon again. 2, drop it in. Then I'm going to put my mixer back down, lock my mixer so it doesn't move.
Because you don't want
Turn it on to a 4 and let it mix.
Why that's mixing, we're going to do a dry ingredient.
Can you go put that in the sink, please? Thank you. I like to take care of my stuff while we're working. If we take care of our stuff while we're working, it has less of a mess I clean up later. So I'm going to put a few things away, like my brown sugar, and put away my white sugar. There, that's all put away. Oh, it's getting nice and gooey with the eggs and the vanilla in here.
Good.
It is. You want it gooey. All right, I'm going to turn off my mixer and unlock it. Then I'm going to scrape it down. Watch how it's kind of gloppy. I can take it in my spatula, hold it up, then it'll plop down. That means you've got it good and mixed.
Yeah. You want it to be plop.
All right.
Gloopy, gloopy, gloopity, gloopy.
All right. So, there's that. All right, so now in a separate bowl, we're going to use this one. We're going to put all of our dry ingredients. You never want to mix your wet ingredients with your dry ingredients while you're cooking. You mix them separately and then combine them. Don't put them all in at one time. So first thing we need is our flour. And my flour is in this big container right here. And I need my measuring cups. And it says I need 2 1/4 cups of flour. So I'm going to take my 1 cup first. And I'm going to do this one 2 times. I'm going to put it in my flour. See how it's kind of overflowing? I'm going to do something really cool. I'm going to take my spoon handle. And I'm just going to go like this. And rub it across the top. Going one way. Going the other way. Going back again. Perfectly level cup. And I'm going to drop it in my bowl. There's one. And do it again for my second one. Go one way. Go the other way, go back, drop it in my bowl. 2 cups. Now I'm going to get my 1/4 cup, which is my smallest measuring cup. So here's my 1 cup, here's my 1/4 cup. And I needed 2 1/4 cups, so I'm going to fill this one up 1 time. Flatten it, make sure it's flat.
Otherwise, it'll be
Dump it in. All right, there's my flour. Amy, can you carefully move the flour over to the table so it doesn't get on Mom's computer?
Yes,
I can. All right. So there's our flour. Next, it says we need 1 1/2 teaspoons of salt. I'm going to get my measuring spoons out again.
Here's the salt.
And get out our salt. With our salt, we're going to do our 1 teaspoon, the same size we used for the vanilla. And we're going to pour 1 teaspoon. Fill it up. And I do it over my bowl, so if I get a little extra, I get a little extra. I'm going to dump 1 teaspoon.
It doesn't really matter.
Then I'm going to look for my teaspoon and find this one that says 1/4. That means a quarter. I'm going to find the 1/4, which is always your smallest
Which is the one
of
you
the
always
teaspoons. Yep. If you have a set like mine, where mine are connected, like
start with.
this,
You can take it apart.
but you're going to take it apart. The very first one is 1/8, but I need the second one, 1/4. So it's the second smallest.
My first one is the
And I'm going to fill that up. And I'm going to put that in there. Oh, I need 1.5, so I guess I need another 1/4 teaspoon. That'll teach me for Talk to Sammy. All right. You can also, since Miss Richardson misread, you can use your 1/2 teaspoon. Okay? So I need that. Then I need, Sammy, stop talking to me, 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Baking soda comes in a box. It'll say baking soda on it. Most of the boxes are orange that have it. So I'm going to take my 1 teaspoon, the same one I used for the vanilla, dig it into my box, and use the lid of the box. Scrape it off. Okay? I'm going to dump that into my flour mixture. And that's that part. Now I need my instant coffee. This isn't something I normally drink. I drink coffee I have to grind myself, but it's nice to have this for variety. This is the first time I'm using this. I'm going to open up the seal. When you get new coffee, it always has this yummy, yummy, yummy smell. Ah, fresh coffee.
Can I smell?
Want to sniff? Mmm. And it says to do a heaping teaspoon, which means you're going to get a big teaspoon so it can overflow. So kind of like that. See, I've got some that's a little bigger than the spoon. I'm not going to measure it and ladle it off. I'm going to dump that into my bowl. So in my bowl, you've got all of my dry ingredients so far. Okay? Now, Sammy's going to take her spoon. Actually, Sammy's going to take her whisk. Where's your whisk?
Here.
Okay. Sammy's going to take her whisk.
Rainbow.
So this is a whisk. It's got the openings, and it's kind of movie. And she's going to take the whisk, and she's going to help me, and just stir around for a little bit to get everything all mixed in.
That was very filming.
It is. While she's doing that, I'm going to start scraping off the batter off my beater here, because I want to put it all into the bowl, because we're going to add the wet stuff to the dry stuff. If you add the dry to the wet, it won't turn out right. You have to add the wet to the dry.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna stick that. All right, Sammy's got good mixed in?
Yeah.
Awesome. Sammy, you can take that away, please, because we're going to use your big spoon here in a second.
I'll put it in the sink.
Thank you, ma'am. All right.
Spoon.
So, now we're going to take and we're going to add the batter we made, all the wet stuff here, a little bit at a time to the bowl of the dry stuff.
Like, mix while you're doing
So
it?
I'm going to do like 2 spoons at a time.
Yeah. Oh, scoops.
And Sammy's going to stir.
And it should start to turn out like a dough when you're mixing.
Oh my goodness, tickle. Yep, you should mix it and then you add a little bit more.
You stay mixing.
And you keep mixing. This is why it's good to have more than one person doing this. Because
Yeah.
they can keep mixing slowly while you're pouring it in.
Or plopping.
Or plopping like I just did. You want me to take over stirring stuff?
Yeah, it's starting to get a bit hard.
Yeah, Sammy has a hard time when it gets to this stage with the stirring. All right, Sammy, take this. I got this. Thank you.
Can you try some?
Not yet. No taste test yet.
Why not?
I don't know about you guys, but Sammy likes to taste test while we're making. And sometimes when things have eggs, you can't taste test.
But sometimes my mom.
All right, so I'm going to mix this all in, see how it's starting to get
Doughy.
a little doughy.
When it gets like a bit really doughy, then you start.
So there's still flour showing. I'm going to mix it until I can't see
Any more?
any more flour. I'm mixing and I'm mixing. Oh, it's starting to get better and a little harder to mix. You know you're getting mixed good when it gets harder to mix.
I can't see any more of the flour except
Right? There's very little flour showing. So now it went from flour to kind of looking like this. So we got our dough all mixed up. You might say, Miss Richardson, what about the chocolate chips? Well,
now
here is the chocolate chip part. It says to add 8 ounces of chocolate chips or more to taste. My bag of chocolate chips is 10 ounces. I'm a little wild sometimes with this.
We don't care how much we have.
Sammy prefers more chocolate chips to less chocolate chips, so we're going to dump the whole bag. And Sammy's going to taste test the chocolate chip to make sure it's not poisonous. Can you please taste test a chocolate chip for me? Is it delicious?
Tastes like unicorn poop.
Is it what a unicorn should taste like? All right, so now you're going to
like a delicious unicorn. So sweet.
You're going to stir the chocolate chips into the dough.
Am I going to do it?
No, no. Okay. Can you get out my glass 13 by 9 pan? The one we make baked spaghetti in.
Which one?
It's a big 13 by 9. Yep, that one right there. Okay, so I got them all pretty good and mixed in. See those unicorn chocolate chips?
They're unicorn poop.
They are unicorn poop colors. Okay. Then I'm going to take my pan, and for me, I'm going to use this 13 by 9 glass pan. I like how it cooks. And you're supposed to grease it and then add some flour to it. So here's what we use at my house because I do a lot of baking. Where did my stuff go? I lost my spray grease. Oh no! Oh, it's over here. So I use this really cool stuff. It's called Bake Easy. It helps to keep the cakes and pans from sticking. I'm gonna spray it, and it's got some flour already in it, so it keeps everything from sticking. Otherwise, you can put some butter down in your pan and then put some flour around it too. But I just like to use this. It helps it come up easy. Okay?
Yeah.
Then I'm going to take my cookie dough,
Which is
out of my bowl,
pop it in.
plop it into my pan.
These are kind of like brownies.
They're kind of like brownies, yeah. I'm going to put it in my pan. Get it all good and scraped out of my bowl.
If you don't get all of it, it's okay.
Get as much out of your bowl as you can, and if you're struggling, it's all right. Just like Sammy said, she likes me to leave a little in the bowl because then she taste tests. Sammy, can you take care of that bowl?
Yes.
Thank you. That's code for Sammy, go taste test this. Then you're going to spread it down into your pan. It did good?
Yeah.
So I'm going to do something crazy when I spread.
Like this?
Yeah, you can do that. I'm going to spray my hands with the same stuff I used to spray the pan. I'm going to push it down with my hands. Okay? You want it to go to every edge of your pan. So it covers. Okay? Making sure it is as even as you can get it. Spray my hands again so I can pat it out. Alright, so it's in my pan. It looks pretty even spread out. I'm going to put it in the oven. Now, alright, so I'm going to put it in my oven. My oven's already set to 375. And it says to cook it for 15 to 18 minutes. So I'm going to set the timer on my oven. Timer. And I'm going to set it for the lowest time, 15 minutes. And I'm going to come back and check on it in 15 minutes and see if it's done. So I'm going to stop for now. When I come back with our second video, we will show how to do the ice cream part of the ice cream sundae. Yeah. All right, guys. See you in a little bit. All right, guys. So my timer's went off a couple of times, and I've been checking this. I just pulled it off. It's kind of like a golden brown color. It's a little soft to the touch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a super long skewer because I don't know where my toothpicks are right now. And I'm going to take this skewer. Oh, Sammy found my toothpicks. Yeah, Sammy, give me a toothpick.
Make sure you don't. If it's still liquidy, then you might be doing.
Right. So I'm going to take a toothpick and I'm going to stick it in the center here. And I'm going to pull this up. And it looks like my toothpick is dry, which means that my stuff is baked all the way through. So now, before I eat this, I'm going to let it cool for a little bit. So I'm going to let it cool for probably about, I don't know. I'm going to let it cool for about a half hour or so because I don't want it too hot that it burns my mouth, but I don't want it too cold that it doesn't taste delicious. So when I come do my next video, I will show you how to do the ice cream part of the ice cream sundae. All right, guys, so I'll see you in a little bit. All right, guys, so I'm back. We got our bars, and they're pretty cool. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these. And I'm going to use
a sharp blade I've ever forged.
A really sharp knife to cut mine. And I'm going to cut them into decent-sized pieces. Just going to cut through. Now comes the fun part. We've made the bars. So now we're going to make the ice cream sundaes.
Yay. The best out of it.
It's the best part. So I'm going to take one of the bars, and I have this really cool ice cream bowl, so I'm going to put it in the bottom of the ice cream bowl. And then you're going to top it with whatever fun toppings you want. So I'm going to do, for ours, vanilla ice cream. So one.
Sometimes you want to do 2, sometimes you want to do more.
2 scoops of ice cream. We got bar first, and then 2 scoops of ice cream. Then I'm going to do the sauces. So you can heat these up if you want to, the kind I've got. So I've got caramel sauce, and I have hot fudge. I'm not going to heat these up this time. I'm just going to put them on how they are. So I'm going to do some caramel. I'll squeeze it out. Maybe. There it goes. Squeeze a little bit of caramel in the bowl. And then I'm going to do some chocolate sauce. This one's hot fudge, which still does taste better when it's warm, but it'll be just fine cold. So far, looks like this with the chocolate and the caramel. Then my helper shook up some whipped cream. It's the extra creamy whipped cream. So I'm going to put it, and we're going to go like this. Who doesn't like a lot of whipped cream?
Holy cow, Mama!
And then I also bought some sprinkles because we like sprinkles on our ice cream. Not sure where my other sprinkles I bought 2 packs of sprinkles, but I could only find one.
I only got 1.
I thought I bought 2. Okay, so I'm going to put some sprinkles on the ice cream, which I forgot to open. Before. It's a brand new pack of sprinkles. Oh, scissors. These are tough. Mrs. Richardson can't get them open. There we go. All right. Plastic's off that for the most part. I'm going to choose probably these ones right here. So I'm going to take these ones.
Oh, right there.
Yeah. I'm going to open it up. Throw some sprinkles on top. And then the very last part, we like the maraschino cherries. So we're going to put...
I have to have my dad help.
A cherry on, if I can open it.
Otherwise, I'll have my dad help.
Mm-hmm. Can you get me a spoon, please, for this? All right.
Mom's eating a spoon.
Open the cherry container. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, Daddy.
Nope, I got it. There we go. I'm going to get a cherry out. Place it on top. Put the spoon in. Boom. 1 ice cream sundae. I'm going to take a picture of this and I'm going to send it to, give it to my kids so they can eat. And we're all done. Hope you guys like making the ice cream sundaes. Take a picture of what yours looks like when it's done and post it to our discussion thread. Bye, guys.